Hello my dotty family and welcome back to my channel. If you are just joining my channel or if you're completely brand new to dotting, please go and have a look at my fundamentals folder first, and that will help you to get started and also help you to follow my videos. Welcome back to part 3 of this coaster design. Next I'm going to take my white tool with a big ball side and color number 2, and where I did the blue dots I'm going to walk the dog around again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then with color number 4, which is my lavender, I'm going to do the same thing with the purple petals. And then for the last layer around all of them, I'm going to use color 1, which is my silver. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to do that for all of them all the way around. Actually, you know what? My silver paint is a little bit thin, as you can see. So the dots come out smaller than they do with other paint. So I'm going to switch up to a bigger ball. I'm going to use my blue tool, the big ball side. So if yours come out right, stick to the white tool. Just see here. That looks a little bit better. So sometimes you just have to adjust according to the paint and the size that you have available, because everybody's paint and sizes are different. So always just adjust accordingly. And I'm going to do this in super cool mode. Super cool mode! When your cross is dry, you're going to take your 7mm tool and color number 4, which is that metallic blue of mine, and you're going to top dot the center dot, center as you can possibly get it, like so. Then going down to a 6mm tool, you're going to use color number 7 to top dot these 4 here. So what I'm doing here is that my silver is really screaming on this piece, and I just want to dim it out a little bit, just make it a bit more subtle, and that's why I'm giving it these top dots. And because we are doing 2 alternating colors, I'm going to alternate all of the top dots that we do on this cross here. So going one size down, 5mm, and going back to color number 4. Then going down to the 4mm tool, and again alternating colors. So can you guys see what it is doing to this piece here? It's giving it a brand new dimension. And then 3mm tool. Then I'm going down to the big ball side of my green tool. Oh, it looks like I'm not even putting this tool down, and it's already filling that space. so that's okay. If you have to go slightly smaller with your tool, then you do that. Then my blue tool, the big ball side. And if your dot is not big enough, you can always double dot just to expand it a little bit. Give it a tad more paint on there. So if some of your dots are not completely round like mine, they're kind of getting to the edges, like there and like there, I'm going to show you how we're going to touch that up later. So don't worry about it. Then I'm just flipping my tool around to the all ball side. Okay, I think let's do one more. I'm going to use the small ball side of my pink tool. It's this side here. Just to make sure I get that tiny little dot. Then the big ball side of the blue tool. So on my blue side, in between those petals, I'm going to do 2 walk the dogs, including on the outside. This one's a little bit small. And then we're going to do the same on the purple side. So just have a look at how much of space you have available between your petals, and then choose a tool size accordingly, because everybody's spacing, once again, is different. Then we're going to start filling up some of this negative space next to the petals. So in color number 1 and your 3mm tool, I want you to make a dot. So keep your spacing in consideration. So in relation to the circle, where is this dot falling? Okay. If you want to, you can start on the place where you have the least spacing. So say for instance, like there. So the one who's going to be out the most, and then keep that consistent all the way around. So mine is pretty consistent, so I'm just going to do my dots. So mine is just above that chalk line, that chalk circle that I drew here. And then with the big ball side of my green tool, I'm going to walk the dog up into this little corner here. So it gives me 4 dots. You might have more, you might have less, but I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4. And then sticking to that, still this tool here, just next to it, you're going to do the same thing again. Let me just add a bit more paint on there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I can still get in 4 on each side. So walking it all towards the top center point. And we're going to do another row. So I'm sticking to 4 as well as I can, because now you can see it's creating a path on each of those. And then keep space for 2 more dots on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then the last row, you're going to start it right next to the top dot of your petal. So right in that little corner there. Space is getting tight here. And then we're going to finish off this little space here using your yellow tool, the pointy end or the small ball side. And you're going to do 3 dots. You have a lot of space available. You can do 5, so 1 in the center and 2 on each side. But for me, I have space for 3. Sticking to the same tool, same size, we are going to just make 1 dot. If you have space on this one here, make that 2. If you don't, you can leave that open. I'm like really squeezing that one in there. Dot squeezing. It happens. Then in color number 3 and your 3mm tool. So that's my mid blue. I'm going to do 3mm dot on each side, so the blue in the blue sections, and then color number 6 in the purple section, which is my violet. And I'm going to continue this with a 6mm tool. So now just going a little bit bigger. So I'm sticking to the same 2 colors for now. And then I'm going to add 5mm dots with those same colors in between the petals. Okay, so let's quickly fix those circles that I spoke about earlier. So I have a beading needle. The beading needle is thinner than your normal needles, and I've just taken my hot glue gun, and I've given it a handle on the pointy end. This is the side that you usually thread through, and this is the side that we're going to be using to fix this. So I'm just going to dip it into the silver, which is the color of the background of that dot, and I'm just going to color that round. As you can see, it's already giving me that nice circle. So it's giving you the illusion that it is nice and round. So unless you're really going to go sit and look, you're not going to just spot it. So it's almost like I'm painting with this needle just around. If your center color then is a little bit too small again, then you can just dot on top of that one again. If you want to continue with this and then just add more details, you're more than welcome to do this. But I'm not going to do anything more to the top side of this. But what I do want to do is I want to paint the side. So when you see it on the table, it actually looks like it is framing this little coaster. So I'm going to do that in color number 1. And I'm going to take my blue tool, the big ball side, and I'm just going to do dots all along the edge. So all along the edge, I'm just going to do the dots like that. Just pick a place to start and then just work your way all the way around. Now this is very uncomfortable for a position for me to work in because I'm trying to show you guys, but I'm going to do the rest in a position where I can actually reach it properly. So I will see you when this is done. Okay, so that was a tiny bit challenging. So if you find holding the position of the coaster is a little bit uncomfortable and you don't want to do it, then you can skip the step. But I had to dry this a couple of times in between so I could hold it. But I think it looks pretty good. I think it came out so well with the borders now done. So when it's lying on the table, you can see that's what it looks like from the side. So it just gives it a nice little frame. So if there are any other smudge marks that you have anywhere, fix that up with black paint. If you would like to see how I seal my work, please have a look at my Seal the Deal video, and I'm going to be sealing this to finish this off when it is dry. If you guys have done this and are going to post this on social media, please be so kind as to link my YouTube channel, as I would love to share the art of dotting with whoever wants to learn. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. Stay dotty, stay magical, keep well. Bye bye.